fashion. In conjunction with the Red 5 Network, we're proud to present comics and cosmetics. In a world where superheroes meet high fashion, in conjunction with the Red 5 Network, we're proud to present comics and cosmetics.
Hey there, nerdlings, and welcome back to my channel! Yay! I really wish this thing would let me upload sound effects because we would totally be doing the welcome back happy dance. But we're not. So just pretend you hear the happy dance music playing. How about that? How's everybody doing? Good. I know I've not been feeling well the last week or so, but I'm getting there. If I cough a little, that's okay. I've got a little friend to help me with that. But I want to thank everyone for all the messages and the support I've gotten in the last week, checking up on me and making sure I'm feeling okay. So love you, my little nerdlings. That was very nice of you. I feel loved. Again, I just want to remind you that on top of our fabulous channel, Comics and Cosmetics, we also have merch. How cool is that? It's a baseball tee. We have t-shirts, baseball tees, hoodies, anything you could possibly imagine. But make sure you check those out. And make sure you hit like and subscribe. Please show the algorithm that you want more of us. Is that how you say that? I don't know. I'm not very good at this. But anywho, make sure you smash the like and subscribe button and ring the bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with another one of these magnificent videos. And I have big surprises this coming week. That's right. You're getting, well, 2 pre-recorded videos and a live. So that's 3. 3 videos this week. And one of them, actually 2 of them, well, they're all special. Ignore me. Every video is special, but we got big stuff coming this week. So definitely check out the merch there and our Patreon. La, 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 la. And now I'm going to tell you what we're talking about today. That was super smooth. Wasn't it though? Wasn't it? That's why I'm here. For awkwardness and awkward winking. So this week we are talking about Obi Wan Kenobi Part 3. And I'm not talking about it by myself. Nay. No, I am not. I want to thank my dear friend CJ for joining me today from CJ Productions. What's up, CJ?
Pleasure. How you doing?
Welcome back. Good. How are you?
I'm great.
And he doesn't know it, but that's his Twitter handle.
Thank you so much. Thank you. No, really. Thank you for that. Any bit helps with me trying to keep up with the times.
Well, before we get started, I just want to shout out to the chat. We got Tina, who's working, but she's listening. Nick, who is still down with COVID, but he is listening. Nick, hang in there. I just love you to pieces, and you know it. You're the only person I know that actually spent $20 to correct someone that I am in fact a lady, and to tell David Hewlett of Stargate Atlantis to follow and subscribe. So Nick, I love you to pieces. And he is one of our patrons. So I really do need to send Nick some swag. I really do. So, Nick, when you get a chance, DM me your address because I really need to send some stuff to you. You've been such a support and such an awesome dude. I really should thank you for that appropriately. So, and CJ, you have been awesome. You shared my episode that when you came on and talked about Moon Knight. You shared that on your friggin' YouTube channel. You did that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I got like 41
you know
subscribers.
I appreciate the love. I guess you say they ring your bell, So following you now. Anything can help.
So.
Anything can help. I dig that. And quite frankly, like I told you before in confidence, you have a really unique channel, and I personally watch it anyway. So of course,
it's unique. That's for sure.
In a good way. Don't skip me.
I definitely got my own thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. And like I was just telling Dave's like, man, I didn't even really put on makeup today. Like I didn't even put on makeup the hardest thing I'm taking. And he's like, well, that's okay. You don't have to always. I'm like, well, the whole point of the channel is I'm a makeup artist.
She's in rare form today, folks. Take a good look. Right.
I'm showing y'all my age. You're welcome. This is what happens when you work out in the garden and take a nap in a lounge chair with a blue moon and a Shih Tzu. You're welcome.
Oh God, you took a page out of my book because for those who don't know, I had Danny on obviously on my channel with the top 10 Marvel films, whatever. I gotta make part 2 of that, by the way. Not advertising, but I remember I was completely plastered on my wine. I was completely messed up on that episode, which I actually enjoyed. It was more fun than
it was a great time. It was a great time.
It was really fun. Seriously.
It was. I loved hanging out with all of you guys. It was it. What was his name again? Because he had like 3 different H names, and I kept.
Hakeem. Yeah,
Hakeem.
I gave him his own show on my channel, by the way.
He what? That's awesome.
I gave him his own show. Yeah.
Well, he had that crazy background.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't
He's
stop.
a huge pothead, by the way.
Oh, same. Same.
Lovely guy. Yeah.
I live in a medical state, man. I've got every medical reason to need it. So.
We all need to be medicated at this point.
Oh, we've got the Scarab Scuttlebutt. What is up? What's the butt, Scuttlebutt? How's it going? How you doing, Ro?
What up, Scott?
All right. Let's talk some Obi Wan Kenobi. All right. And you did assure me that you are entirely caught up on the show. Which one should we go with? Ooh, that's a good one.
I like that last one. Second before last now.
Are we going back to Tatooine? This one?
One more.
Or this one?
Yeah. Because you can see them, you get the premise. That's just me though.
Okay. So Obi Wan Kenobi, part 3. I want to hear your first part. Part 2.
Okay, so right. Clearly, Riva has some serious anger problems and beef with this dude out the gate. Being a third sister, and I can't help but to think she clearly has a hidden agenda. Like in part 2, she was angry. I will come find you. You know, some of that. What's his name? I call him Terror Tantrum. He had the cross lightsaber. Sorry, I'm a Trekkie, folks. He had the cross lightsaber.
Hold on. He didn't mean it.
Yes.
Okay, so the Grand Inquisitor. You mean the Grand Inquisitor, right?
No. He had a really bad temper, and I'll stick to this. Short version is the Grand Inquisitor just, he's comfortable with his role. We all knew that. He just wanted to bring Obi-Wan Kenobi for the Empire. And Riva,
Tina just said Kylo Ren. Is that who you mean?
Kylo, that's what I was thinking. Thank you. Kylo Ren. Thank you, Tina. Yeah. Mr. Terror Tantrum.
Yeah.
I haven't seen nobody
Okay.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you. I haven't seen somebody with that much of a temper since him. She was like, Obi-Wan. And it was all eerie. Obi-Wan. And just
Yeah,
dragging
she
the
was a little
lightsaber across the
creepy.
ground.
You kill me.
You all right?
I think
Oh.
that Riva was most definitely the child we saw the very first shot of the entire series. Okay. When they're in the Jedi temple and the younglings are training and they're Jedi, the master, and forgive me, I forgot her name. I did find it in the credits. She did get named, but I slept in a lounge chair today. So when she died, all the younglings are kind of over her body looking, and they're like, what did we do? And who was in the center shot of that frame?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A
Riva,
young
no, seriously.
African-American girl. I mean, and now all of a sudden we've got this very angry African-American woman chasing down Jedi Masters. She's pissed. She had to live on the streets. She crawled out of the gutter and begged the Inquisitors to take her, basically, from what we've heard from the Grand Inquisitor. And I really think that's going to, obvious. It's going to be revealed that that's her.
Yeah, finishing my point was the fact that she's angry at him. And then if you notice, going into episode 3, she was more like, she had this look on her face like, well, I had to bring him back. And obviously, of course, for Vader. But still, she was like, oh, I want to bring him back, but do I, though? Like, I have some questions of my own first before I send him off to get his head chopped off. You know, and the Jedi, yeah.
No, I think she might have, like, her end goal might be revenge on Anakin. Because she was there. She was there, and everyone knew who Anakin was. You know,
even she did, by the way.
Even she did.
Right. Which is still a question.
Yeah. So I think maybe there is a possibility that she is playing a game. She's not really wanting to kill Obi-Wan. She wants to get to Vader, and she wants to take out revenge.
Obi-Wan is bait.
Yes. I feel that. I feel that as well. But this, I watched this episode probably 4 or 5 times, this third episode. And my hat off to Zach Braff, who voiced the mole man. I thought it was Seth Rogen. I
thought it was too. Do you mean it wasn't?
It was Zach Braff from Scrubs. And when I saw the credits, I was like, wait. He did amazing. He completely disguised his voice. And how perfect was little Leia. Like, she was like, I got this. I ain't walking no more, okay? I'm a princess.
The rebellion, the rebel leader is built in. Some people are trained to be leaders. She was born one. That's just
hell yeah. Yeah, and Tina, we're gonna get to that. I'm trying to. I got a bad habit of getting way off into the weeds, so I'm trying to like be chronological. I'm terrible about it.
Hey, Tina, make you feel better. It's in my notes. Yeah,
yay.
I'm dead serious on that.
So she really displayed more of her force sensitivity. And one of my favorite parts, okay, can we give it up for the stormtrooper who's like, don't worry, we'll find him. We always do.
Yes. Or die trying.
Yeah, oh my God, it slayed me. Even Dave laughed out loud. He's like, ha, that was, it reminded me of Captain America in Avengers. He's like, I recognize that. Yeah.
I know that. Look, remember how Cap was sitting? I know that reference.
Yeah, I recognize that reference. I got that.
Yeah.
That's Dave. He was like, I know that was funny.
Yeah.
Because usually I have to explain it to him like, damn, maybe it's not funny because I'm having to explain it. No, it's just because Dave's not a total nerd.
And I want to back up Lena's theory on Riva is the fact that there's talks going around saying she's possibly Mace Windu's daughter. I mean, didn't consider it. And I'm like, how so? I let her plead her case. Well, her daddy's dead. She could be mad at Obi-Wan for letting him die. Of course, indirectly, you remember she's like a 6-year-old. She's a petty one. I mean, there's a lot of possibility. The stormtroopers were dumb as usual. Oh, and that's a default, Tina.
Well, that's interesting. And I should have asked Lena to come on this show. I don't know why I didn't. I
didn't think she would watch. She was watching in her defense. I had no clue.
Well, I'm definitely going to ask her to come on the next one. I've got a really special guest, a really, really special guest that's coming on for the final episode of the Obi-Wan series. So,
look at you thinking ahead.
Huh?
Look at you thinking
my
ahead.
golf clap.
Golf clap.
Celebrate me. Anyway, I love Lena and Tina. I love everyone who I can say Bina at the end of their name. Okay, Tina Bina, Lena Bina. I love you all. Well, anyway, see, I got off into the weeds again. Okay, woosa. So I loved the whole. So there's so much I want to talk about this episode. I'm going to do the best I can. So when they get to the checkpoint and Obi-Wan's got to bust out a can of whoop ass with an uncivilized blaster, that was badass. When he has to look up at the Imperial droid, which, oh my God, we actually got to see one work. He
they never do. They never.
And then, you know, I've seen a lot of criticisms. Sorry, guys, I'm working on it. I've seen a lot of criticisms that, oh, Obi-Wan just took out like 5 stormtroopers and that mole guy, but oh no, there's 3 more. I better take a knee. Yeah, dude's like 50, first of all. He hasn't gotten off his ass in 10 years, okay?
That brings up another point I'm going to bring up. Go on.
And he just took out like 6 other people. Maybe he's tired. Yeah,
right.
Maybe he's tired. Did you think about that? He is human. I know he's a Jedi, but he's not used the Force or any of his Jedi training in 10 effing years. Chances are he's not going to be on the top of his game.
I agree completely.
It just use your brain. Yeah. But that was really cool.
When is the Jedi going to learn you can't trust a smuggler? Even he caught it. The guy that was bringing Obi-Wan past the checkpoint. No, I got this. I'll talk to these guys. And then he just ratted them out to the stormtroopers as usual. And
not just that, but the Imperial logo on the back of his truck. It was hand painted. Mm-hmm. That means he's a true believer. He did that himself. Mm-hmm. The Empire didn't send someone to his house and say, here's your flag. Here's your bumper stickers. Okay, you have to put these on your vehicle or we will shoot you. And he was like, okay. No, he was like, yeah, Empire 2020, let's go. And painted it on his truck.
But wait, Empire 2024. Yeah. Huh?
Toot.
Oh, God. I can't with you.
I can't.
We already knew what that reference was. Anyway.
Can I point out? Yeah. Debbie actually wrote that she's laughing out loud. She's not LOLing. She's laughing out loud.
That was
I salute
funny,
you,
though.
Debbie.
Yeah, that's
okay. So Obi-Wan being incompetent about cover story bothered me. Oh, well, I think okay, so you're talking about when he accidentally called her Leia. I think a lot of that had to do is he was surprised that little Leia's like, hi, my name's Luma. This is my dad, Orden. We're farmers and we're here to visit. And she just like pulled it straight out of her ass, like nothing.
And this is Obi-Wan and his old, like, you know how his stance. He was like, sure,
damn.
Let's go with that.
Okay, that
right.
Better than I would have come up with.
Sure.
No mind trick, and then just did it. And then when they get on the truck and he says Leia, they're like, she's like, oh, you did not just do that. I worked so hard on that cover story. God, you ass, old man.
That was her mother's name. I get confused.
Yeah, that was pretty perfect. And when he kind of looks at her wistfully and he's remembering Padme, what he's saying is true, but in a fictional situation. And he pulled it off perfectly, I thought. But, excuse me, again, he's been in this cave for 10 years. He sees people at work when he's cutting the sand whale meat and stuff, but he's not really interacting with people. So I think he's out of practice on virtually everything. Just everything.
His charisma, thinking on his feet. He's just gotten sloppy physically and mentally.
I agree. And to me, it's all very understandable.
No, yeah.
I didn't really have a problem with any of it because, dude, I took Aikido and boxing when I was 22 years old. Mm-hmm. This is now officially this year, 20 years later. Yeah, in my head, I still know what I'm supposed to do. But my 42-year-old overweight body's like, fuck that. I want to sit down. I want to take a nap. Mm-hmm. The muscles aren't quite, I mean, you've got muscle memory, and so you relearn it much faster, but it's still going to take you a minute. And he just literally got off the floor.
I'll put it like this. He had trouble catching her. Mind you, she can't be no more than a buck, if that, right, using the force. It looked like it took a lot of concentration. This is Obi Wan we're talking about. He took a lot of concentration to catch her from that building.
Yeah, he did. It took him a second. Like, she was almost Gwen Stacy in it, you know? This was almost... Well, the second he caught her, I was like, well, he did better than Andrew Garfield. Thank God. That would have been messy. That would have...
And the shots just keep on coming. Yeah.
But when they got to the town and they're getting ready to just basically take the Jedi Underground Railroad, this is one of my favorite parts of this episode. When they are in the bunker, first of all, Ned B, I love that droid, and I just know something wonderful and endearing is going to happen with him, because I feel like they foreshadowed with Leia saying, well, what if he's got something to say? And Tala's like, oh, he won't. I will. But anyway, they're in the bunker with the wooden planks. And I have to pat myself on the back, because I've said this whole time, we're getting Quinlan Voss. And he looks at the wall and he reads the Arabesh, and it says, you know, basically, this is the way. And he goes, Quinlan was here. And I was like, yes. I mean, Kumail Nanjiani isn't playing him, but I think it's Ice Cube's son. I think it's O'Shea Jackson Jr., because he's been teasing us a lot on Twitter. I think it's O'Shea Jackson Jr. And, are you ready?
Yeah.
Quinlan Voss rescued Grogu. You're welcome.
As usual, you connect the dots. I buy that for $1.
So, at the beginning
of
episode 1, at the beginning of episode 1, when the younglings are running across that bridge thing, walkway in the temple, and everyone's fighting down below with the stormtroopers, to the right, you will see someone with a green lightsaber who did a pretty impressive force push. Quinlan's lightsaber was green, and a very, very powerful Jedi. In fact, he possesses a rare Jedi gift that allows him to see someone's memories or the memories of an object. He can touch something and have a psychic connection with it. I think he saved Grogu, and he was able to communicate with him because of this kinesthesiology type gift he has. And I think it's Ice Chip. I think it's baby Ice Cube, O'Shea Jackson Jr.
I absolutely agree with that. That's flawless logic there, because Who else had that? Like the lightsaber way is a dead giveaway. It might as well be
Yeah.
like Mace Windu's purple lightsaber. Like very few people had different colors.
And
So
can we just? I know anytime anyone brings up Mace Windu and his lightsaber, but dude, you've got to give it up to the bad motherfucker himself, Samuel L. Jackson. He's like, sure, I'll do Star Wars, but I want my own motherfucking lightsaber.
that
I want
sounds so
purple.
like him, dude.
Then
George Lucas was like, "Eh, all right, whatever."
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. And George Lucas seems to be pretty laid back with that stuff. Like Jon Stewart was like, say, where's Obi-Wan from? Like, what planet is Obi-Wan from? He's like, good point. It's called Stew John. Just a coincidence. Your name's Jon Stewart. The planet's name is Stew John. So I feel like I should send a ladder. I should send a ladder because I'm very short. I should send a letter to George Lucas with a list of my questions, and maybe I can get some shit named after me. Just saying.
Right. Since she's handing out stuff. So. How about when you heard? First of all, I'm getting ahead of the carriage here. When James Earl Jones just opened up his mouth out the gate, I just lost it. I'm like, who's gonna do the voice of Vader? I mean, is he? I knew he was still breathing, but did they really get him?
So from what I understand, they did the exact same thing with Mr. James Earl Jones that they did with Mark Hamill. So I don't know if he actually went into the studio and recorded. He may have, but the same company that they used for Mark Hamill to kind of de-age his voice, they did the same thing for James Earl Jones. It's his voice, but they de-aged it so it sounded just like it did in New Hope. And if you notice Vader's costume looks exactly like it did in New Hope. The forehead's a little higher, the shoulder collar piece, it's all exactly like New Hope. And I gotta say, the cinematography in this on point. Reese Beecher, thank you, Ro. Reese Beecher. That's the company. Now, the moment, and this is something Ro told me that when he was a little kid, when Vader came on screen, he was like, it scared him a little. The moment in part 3, when Vader just flicks on his lightsaber at his hip, it startled me for a second. I was like, oh my God, that was so good. That was so good. And can we please give a big round of applause for how far lightsaber practical effects have come? The ambient light that the sabers give off now, like anytime Obi-Wan was framed in the shot with his lightsaber, everything was lit up blue. And with Vader, it was red. Here we go again. I apologize. And then when they clashed, it was purple because they were using practical effects. I would really like your input on that while I take care of this. Go.
Okay. The idea is going back to New Hope. Even I like to call him seasoned Obi-Wan when he was like old and gray or whatnot. I know what you're talking about. It went from, we're talking like, I don't know, Transformers the movie 86 Technicolor to now everything is digitized where you can see like even the particles of the beam clashes, like down to every distinct, after all, it's Disney. They can afford the special effects. They just, hey, listen, we want to spend an extra 30 grand on making this purple, like you said. Okay, no problem. Here you go. Make it rain. When Lucas back in the day barely had enough to make even the lightsaber sound, 2 power lines, by the way, in case people are wondering, just barely to make the sound. So I agree with you.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
By the way, alcohol is a cough suppressant. So I am nursing this whenever I start to feel that tickle.
That's what I saw. Red was like, what the fuck, Danny?
I'm going to have a real hard time with my awesome celebrity interview Tuesday if this is still going on. And I hope she is a wonderful person, by the way. Oh, I've given so much away. Anyway, back to the bunker. Okay. Because I do have, I don't know if it's so much a criticism as much as it may be a confusion, and I hope they explain it. But first, Riva gets in there because she notices Ned B walking around, and I guess her force sense was tingling. And so she goes in there, she finds a handle. By the way, if I am living in this extremely advanced technical age and I want to put a secret door in a wall and, want to make sure that only me and maybe one other important person know how to get this door to open, I wouldn't put a fucking handle on the wall that looks like a handle that everyone can see. Ooh, handle. I would make it look like a hammer hanging on the wall. Or
did you see
like
how light it looked like? It looked like a closet entry. It looked like one of those thin shelves you get from Walmart. Make it like, like not practical. Yeah.
I was like, all she did was kind of look at the shelf. She's like, oh, there's a door handle. Click, door opens. Like, okay, listen, guys. Apparently I need to give Disney some pointers on how to be sneaky. Like, say that may not have been a secret room, hence the very large handle. Maybe it was a spare bedroom. I mean, okay.
With a tunnel in it?
With the tunnel.
No,
the tunnel was definitely built because that was another door, that they opened.
Yeah.
But I do have questions about the tunnel. So anyway, Riva gets in there and she sees the Jedi symbol. And she's instantly just like enraged, like me when something technological isn't working immediately when I press it. I'm serious. Me and technology, it's that scene in Zoolander where Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson are trying to get the files out of the computer. Like, oh,
yeah.
That's me. So she flies into this rage. So she is very angry, but I think I think it might be, it's not just Anakin. I think she might blame the Jedi ideas.
Order.
Yes. For making Anakin what he was. Listen, Ro.
Or she just calls me.
I have never done that to you. Anyway,
he's loving this right now.
I have my issues with the whole Jedi thing because I think the Jedi and the Sith are both wrong. Because the whole point is you have to have balance. You have to have yin yang. Okay? And you can't have that if you're all light or all dark because light wouldn't exist without dark and dark doesn't exist without the absence of light. So
you mentioned that in your last one. And just for the record, I agree with that.
We need the gray Jedis. And what I was really hoping that would happen in the sequel trilogies was that we would get the gray Jedis, but we just got Mary Sue adopting herself. And that's fine for people who like that. But I really thought that we were going to get a new order of Jedi. It was going to be called the Skywalker Order of Jedi or whatever. That was my mother's theory. And she's the original Star Wars fan.
That's a strong theory, actually.
Yeah,
but those facts who are tired of it.
Right. Yeah. So I'm hoping that maybe something may come out of this in that direction. And maybe that could be led by Ahsoka and Ezra Bridger. I mean, that's a really big maybe. But
there's a pitch, folks.
Yeah. Hire me. I'm not busy. Yes, I am. I'm extremely busy. Don't hire me. If you don't hire me, I need money. Anyway. So yes, our theory right now is twofold. One, Riva is really pissed off at the Jedi Order for twisting Anakin, and she wants to Vader himself to get revenge for killing everyone. And what's the best way to get a face-to-face with the man himself is by giving him the thing he wants most, Obi Wan Kenobi. Which leads us to Vader's entrance. Okay, Vader's entrance into this episode. And I wish I really wish I had a clip to throw up here, but I want you all, everyone who's in the chat, CJ, everyone, remember when he came walking through that town. You're watching Vader walk through this town. Picture that in your mind. Did it not seem different to you? Something seemed different. And to me, it wasn't quite Vader, walking. It was Anakin in a suit walking through that town. That's what it was. He's not quite all the way there yet. He still had a little bit of sway in his walk. If you notice the way his hips moved and his arms kind of swayed a little freer.
You're saying he still has some characteristics because
yes.
Remember, this is fresh Vader. He was still
this is 10 years later.
Traces.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It may be 10 years, but he's not that old yet. Yeah.
By the time we see Anakin in A New Hope, in the original trilogy, he is a fully matured Darth Vader. He is 100% in control of his faculties and his emotions. Last time we saw Anakin, he was a 13-year-old girl who just got dumped for the first time. He's completely not in control of his emotions. Anything is a slight inconvenience. He's me dealing with perimenopause. He's, I hate sand. And, he's freaking out about everything. He cannot control his emotions at all. And that was his downfall. He was completely ruled by
Backyard just said my favorite part is when he, when he's walking through the town. Yeah. Is Anakin's style the best support your point? Okay, I'm looking for Obi-Wan and I don't care who gets in my way. Who wants to get choked out? In fact, don't even bother asking. I'm just going to keep choking people until you pop up. That was his game.
No, you didn't. If you did, she was a teacher.
Wait, hold on. So menopause went to my school.
So yes, when he's coming through town and he just kind of stops and he's like, I'm in a bad mood and I want to get this done. I want to play with my toy because that's what Obi-Wan is to him at this point. How do
still
I get
Anakin-ish.
this? Yes, yeah. He's very Anakin. He's still being ruled by his emotions. So he grabs that dad out of the window and force chokes him in the air. The kid comes out to stop him, to protect him. He's like, oh, you done fucked up now, Aaron, and just snaps his neck right there, drops him to the ground, and everyone's horrified. Well, no shit, Obi-Wan, why didn't you take off running in the first place? If Obi-Wan, the second he felt when Obi-Wan was like, oh, he was feeling his presence, it reminded me of when Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, when a vampire was near, she'd get period cramps. So Obi-Wan gets his Vader cramps. I'm like, why didn't you take off running in the first place? As soon as you felt that, I'll see you there, bro. Have a good
Obi
show.
did a lot of cardio in this episode. That's what I'm going to say. Between that Jedi looking for him, he's like, dude, why don't you help us? And he, yeah, because he was like, I'm a former shadow of myself. Like, the guy's broken. He's and don't get me on the fight, but I don't want to get ahead. You got it. You got this so far.
Well, I really thought as soon as he felt that twinge, he should have taken Leia and gone. They could have gotten on that ship. That ship would have been done, gone, and out of the atmosphere.
He was in no condition to take on. Yeah.
Yeah. But he was like, of course, he was thinking, you know what? I'll stay and lead them away so Leia can get away. All right. That's
strategically. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And he does just that, and yes, how funky is my chicken, Debbie? That is a quote from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I'm going to take a drink because of that.
Shots.
Good job, bro. Shots. I'm not coughing yet. So anyway, so that was the only concern there. Now, the fight out in the mining yard. And he lights up the mineral. Mm-hmm. Okay, so before he lights up the mineral and they're fighting, Anakin's fighting him with one hand. Literally one, and you can almost feel him laughing behind the Vader mask. Oh, good for you, Ricky. So you could almost feel Anakin like laughing behind the mask, like, ha, old man, I got this. And I've had a lot of people, I've seen a lot of stuff online where people are like, well, why didn't he just take him out? Why did he do this? Because he's been waiting for this moment for 10 years. He has blamed this man for everything that has happened in his life. Literally everything. Everything. He's blamed him for everything.
I lost Padme. First of all, like my girlfriend always says, just no accountability. None.
No.
Yeah, I lost Padme. I want to start my own new empire. He wanted this. Mm-hmm. Just Obi-Wan just happened to put him in the suit, but he wanted this. The condition with the lava, we all seen it. My take on it is Anakin is still, let's say what, late 30s, maybe mid 30s, whatever, in the Vader suit.
Yeah.
So he's still someone in his peak. Obi-Wan's pushing what, 50?
Yeah.
It's back to that thing. And yes,
and he's out of training. Because
he's bingo. He's out of shape. He's winded. The guy suppressed himself. Hell, his lightsaber was in the middle of a damn desert. Do you think he'd been practicing?
Just Tina shared a meme today that I should have sent you. It was fucking hilarious. Okay. She shared this meme. It was Vader and Obi-Wan fighting, and Vader's like, "What did you do with my lightsaber?" And he's like, "I buried it in the sand." And Anakin's like, "You motherfucker!"
I seen that.
Oh God, I lost it. I laughed so hard I couldn't breathe. But I can't understand how, and maybe this is just because I'm a Star Wars nerd or just a nerd in general, but I can't understand how others could not understand that. One, Obi-Wan's old and out of training. He's out of shape. He's out of training. And two, Anakin at this point is a sociopath, and he is toying with him. He wants to show off. Anakin is ruled by his ego. He's ruled by his ego. And what he wants to do is show off. He wants to show and prove to Obi-Wan that he's better than him. He's better than him. He's more powerful than him, and that he's right and he wins. And the best way to do that is to draw it out and just toy with him.
He could have killed him at any time, like at full concentration.
At any point. But he wanted to show off. Yeah. And he wanted to make him suffer the way he suffered.
When it was poetic, when he got those chains. No, lift him up. He lit that canvas on fire. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna watch you burn. It wasn't as emotional, he's already in the suit, but you felt it. Like you said, you felt it. I'm gonna watch you burn like maybe watch right.
When he asked him, what have you become? Like, what have you done to yourself? What have you become? And Vader's like, I am what you made me. Like, ooh, he got you there.
Yeah.
It happens. Okay, first of all, I am in my house, R2. I'm in my house. And the city of Bonne Terre and the county of St. Francis are quite used to my antics at this point. So try again. They love it. Not really, but it's okay. Another thing that we forgot to mention, when they were on the transport and they were, before they even stopped, when he was talking to Leia candidly, he talks about having a brother. Now, why would they throw that out there if we're not going to get that somewhere down the line? In some of the books, it turned out that Owen Lars was Obi-Wan's brother.
Okay.
And they've been making a lot of Legends canon in the Disney Plus shows. So I'm wondering if maybe, because Joel Edgerton is a really big actor now. He wasn't when, the prequel trilogies came out, but he is now. So there's a really good chance that they could make that Star Wars legend canon by saying, by the way, Owen's your brother. He's still alive.
Ooh, ominous.
That would be a thing. And I really think that This makes me so mad. I mean, they've had this beautiful just plethora of source material to pull from. They totally could have made Rey a Kenobi very easily, because his relationship with Satine, and randomly Corky Kryze shows up looking like Obi Wan Kenobi, and both Bo-Katan Kryze and Satine are saying that, oh, he's our nephew. We don't have any other siblings, but he's totally our nephew. I think
I see your point. Yeah.
So Rey, they could have made Rey Corky's daughter, which Corky is a dumb fucking name for someone in Star Trek. You might as well be calling him Lumpy, like Chewbacca's kid in the Star Wars Holiday Special. Jesus. So she could have been Corky's kid. She could have been Kenobi's granddaughter, which was my mother's theory years ago. And I was like, whatever, old lady. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Shit, she's right again. Would have been great.
Amazing how that comes full circle.
Yeah, it's not fair. Well, time for this again. Ugh.
We should have like a meter for every time you take a shot. Somebody should like hit your Patron up or something. For every shot you do or something.
I want $1.
Exactly.
We took Amelia to Country Days last night, and you'll have to have Lena send you a screen cap of the message I sent her describing Country Days.
Shit, I'll hit her up. Use a laugh.
Oh man. Anyway, it's just Midwestern gold, I tell you. Like where all the rednecks, hillbillies, and meth heads congregate to eat fried foods and ride really poorly maintained carnival rides. And
anybody could die, but you go on it anyway.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do. Do you know what? Don't remember where I was going with that. It's fine.
We're just taking an intermission. I was actually quite amused.
Oh, well,
For me,
I took Amelia there last night. I was going to say something about it, and then I forgot what it was. So,
your sippy cup kicked in.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm tired of all the time. Yeah, well, yeah, we've got a huge Walmart. In fact, R2. In fact, Farmington's claim to fame is that we have the first super center in all the United States, and that Sam Walton himself came down here and purchased the land himself for it. So, yay. Yay, Farmington. So anyway, my biggest criticism for the whole, or question, I will say, the biggest question for the whole episode is, while Obi-Wan and Vader are duking it out, okay, in the gravel pit, Leia is just running down this tunnel. Now, remind me, when she opened the door to that tunnel, it just looked like one long tunnel, right? Just one long tunnel. Okay. Riva finds the tunnel. And Leia's still running down this tunnel. And somehow, Riva gets ahead of Leia and kills the pilot and meets her there. How? How the fuck did she
seriously, my guess, obviously, is the fact that throughout that town, there's little coves and catacombs, stuff like that, and it all leads into one location. That's got to be the legend there. That's only logical explanation.
I hope, because that was really confusing. I watched it so many times, and I kept looking for stuff, but it just looks like one long tunnel. So I've got to know how she got there. How she got there and beat Leia.
Not without passing or anything. And it's, physics in one tunnel. Like here's little Leia, then here's her. Like they would have caught each other. And I agree.
So I need to explain to everyone, Debbie is new-ish to Star Wars. She loves the sequel trilogies. Don't attack her. You leave that sweet baby alone. She's new to nerdness. Just let her have it. Anyway, she's new to this stuff. And she doesn't She wants to join the dark side because she doesn't know of any, really bad reason not to. Like, tell me one bad thing the dark side did. All right. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Okay. There's lots of suffering on the dark side. Suffering leads to the dark side. That's why there's a lot of suffering. And they kill people, babies, and everything. And only two people can be Sith. So you'll probably just be an Inquisitor for the rest of your life, just being backburnered by Vader or Sidious. Like, yeah, sure, I'm going to make you a Sith. Don't worry. They can only have two at a time because there's way too much greed and way too much ambition for power. They would just kill each other off entirely, fighting amongst themselves for power. So that's the bad thing about the dark side, Debbie.
It's astonishing how that order works despite that, but yeah.
Pain leads to hate, hate leads to anger, anger leads to suffering, and suffering leads to the dark side. Well, then just be goth, Debbie. They have dance parties. I don't know what goths do. I'm just guessing. Do they have dance parties?
I think the proper term is emo now. I don't know.
Well, my Amelia asked one day, we were at the shop and she asks if I was an e-girl or a soft girl in high school. I'm like, I don't know what that is, Reg. And she says, well, a soft girl's real girly, like wears pink frilly stuff, and an e-girl's like goth. And I was like, okay. She said, I think you were goth. And Dave just died laughing. He was like, no, your mom was cool. Cool.
He would know more than anybody, obviously. Right.
He would. We were in high school together, so.
Yeah.
But all in all, I think it was a really awesome episode. It gave a lot, and it also made us really look forward to more, I feel. Like, Riva has Leia now. She has Leia. And
yeah, let's go with predictions. Obi-Wan has to come. It's clearly bait. Clearly bait.
Yeah. And he knows it. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
What does that mean? Oh, God.
Admiral Akbar, be damned. He's still gonna, go after her. But this is the same timeline as Solo, a Star Wars movie. So it's very possible we could get some Crimson Dawn going on. We could definitely get some Han. I don't know. It's possible chronologically. Timeline wise, it's possible.
I've noticed, the timeline between the early episodes in the original six. Wow, I can do this, CJ. Episode 1 and 3 is slowly merged. 1 through 3 is merged into 4, 5, and 6, and it's slowly it's getting linked together, whether people want to admit it or not.
Well, what I love about Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau is that through the vehicles of Clone Wars, Rebels, Obi Wan Kenobi, and even Mandalorian in certain storylines, they've really made the prequel trilogy palatable. They've made it more sense. As long as they keep Jar Jar Binks out of it.
Maybe he might make a cameo.
Oh gosh, that poor actor, that poor guy.
Hashtag annoyed 2023, bitches. Anyway.
Why didn't I get Jar Jar? Fuck.
You know what? Ricky brought up something. And then what's going to really happen, I like to call it a subplot. The war between the Inquisitors is going to begin between Riva and that one dude. I can't think of his name, the other Inquisitor. Now that the Grand is gone, they're battling for the mantle right now. So she can't let her hair down around him either.
That's fifth brother. You've got third sister, fourth sister, and fifth brother that are in the show. Yeah. And that's part of the problem with the Sith with the dark side is that everyone is going to battle each other for that spot. And if you notice in the Inquisitor like conference room, all along the wall, and you're going to have to like really zoom in, but all along the walls are lightsabers from fallen Jedi and most horribly youngling helmets.
Yeah.
They're trophies from all the Jedi that they've killed, that Anakin killed. Like, how fucked up is that? It was, when I realized what that was, it was so disturbing. See, did you see the rumor that originally Jar Jar was going to be in Chip and Dale taking the place of Ugly Sonic? Really?
I just watched Chip and Dale. I'm working on the review on that. But it wouldn't. There was a clip, and I will put on my channel, not to advertise, that there was a Jar Jar Binks doll, and it completely. But you saw, without giving it away, you saw Jar Jar Binks in a kid's hand, but I'm not gonna tell you what it looked like. They twisted it up just enough for you guys to get irritated. But yeah, that was a good concept, but it's true. I don't know where she went, but
sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
Okay, it's okay. I'm blame it on the sippy juice.
Yeah, the Chip and Dale wasn't bad. The Ugly Sonic was pretty funny. It would have been really funny if it was Jar Jar. What was your joke? Hold on. Where's your joke? I'm not.
You see what JT said?
I just said a lot.
What did Debbie say?
What? Misa love a Gungan. Oh man.
Hey, that black and red, black and red, black and red, black and red. No, stop.
Let's throw up some more thank yous, some more big ups to the chat. Roland reviews, JT, R2 the Icky, Mrs. R2. We've got My Debbie, Robotic Turtle. We've got Phil. We've got Backyard Tars, of course, Nick. Who else? Am I missing anyone else? No. Okay. Those are all the new. So thank you guys for coming. Appreciate you. Lots of love. Let me get down to the bottom. There we go. Yeah, R2, I thought you and JT were, BFFs, FFFFs. Why can't you say hi? God, get to it. So, again, I think, and we've got Gerald Kane. That's a new one, too. Hello. So, yes, I feel like O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Chip, he's going to show up. He's going to be Quinlan Voss. And I think it's going to be revealed that he saved Grogu during Order 66. That is my theory. That's what I'm sticking with. And that's just that.
See, yeah, I agree with that too. Because even episode 1 starts off with Order 66. There's a significance outside of where it's fresh start, mind you, that's brought up. But because like you said earlier, everything's significant. Every little Easter egg inkling is significant to this universe.
Mm-hmm. So. Everything. They don't show you these little things for nothing. I mean, that costs money and time and effort. Mm-hmm. They've got to prioritize. And so if they're showing you something, there's a reason for it. And showing that very first scene with the younglings running and a guy with a green lightsaber over here, force push, long hair. And then we see his name and quote carved into the wall. And he's been helping younglings on the path. He's and O'Shea Jackson Jr. is all over Twitter like, wait till they see what I'm playing.
I bet.
You just don't.
I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Boba Fett.
Well, yeah, we saw Tamora Morrison.
Mm-hmm. Seriously,
he was the 501st, like down on his luck.
The veteran. Yep, you beat me to it. He was literally some spice for a fallen clone. Whatever they do. Yeah, so.
I'll take some spice. What's it do? Is it fun?
I can't. So, all right.
Make sure you hit like and subscribe, guys, and ring the old ding-a-ling bell so you get notified whenever I'm. Ring my bell. Just go. And that way you get notified whenever I'm back. And why does it tell me I have another guest? That's so weird. It was like, there's a guest.
Somebody trying to get in?
No,
Yeah.
it's just us. Just us.
I'm just talking shit.
Just us chickens. Oh, lower thirds. Oh, I'm showing off those lower thirds in my edits, sir. I do have to say, if you need any graphics done at all, anything like that, you go to this guy right here. Contact this guy. He's awesome. My next edited video, you're going to see more of his fine work. I'm very excited. Like when I showed Dave, he's like, those are really cool. Like, I know. They're pretty badass. I can't wait to show them off. But it's almost impossible to do it here the way I want to. So those are for my edits. And boy, am I freaking stoked. They match my channel entirely. So if you
I do love that. Yeah.
He actually helped with my logo. Wait, up there. He helped with that. My son, my son made it. My son designed it, but he didn't get the size right. So I had to get a hold of JT and he resized some stuff for me. And I was like, you know what? I think I'd like to look a lot more professional and have my own lower thirds with my logo and everything. And I got a hold of him and he knocked it out of the freaking park. I swear to God, he did fantastic. So Debbie's talking about sauntering.
JT, I could use that if you're listening.
Sauntering.
Bitch,
but guys, anyway, make sure you like and what? But anyways,
bitch called me on June 14th. Okay, sorry.
Sauntering is hanging out, drinking, having a good time. So, I want to thank CJ for joining me this evening, sir, and for sharing my stuff on your own channel. You absolutely did not have to do that, but I got like 40 subscribers out of it. That was just absolutely insane. CJ, I'm going to give him your email because whatever is in our chat, they can't see. So I'm going to give JT your email.
Okay.
So, but thank you. Thank you so much for sharing my stuff. I mean, I cannot thank you enough for the support. You've been awesome.
Hey, I can do it again. You see my audience, so yeah.
Well, if you would like to be a part of CJ's audience, his YouTube is scrolling across the bottom. Make sure you give him a subscribe. And here is his Twitter that he doesn't know he has. Follow that as well for him not to really do anything with it.
I deserve that. I so deserve that. I do. No, really. I'm cool. Yeah.
Comics and Cosmetics also has a Patreon. So if you would like to see some behind the scenes stuff, descriptions on what I use in my videos, extra content, and merch, check out Patreon. Every tier has some kind of merch that you get after, a couple of months. If you get the highest tier, you get merch right away. So definitely check that out. I'm going to get better about Patreon. I swear. I've got 3 patrons right now, and I'm going to get better at it. I swear. But there is stuff up there, and you can get merch. And speaking of merch, if you just want to buy some merch, here's some merch right there. I'm wearing some merch. It's awesome. We have 3 different designs. We have the badge. We also have the full logo on things. And when I say things, I mean literally anything you could imagine. And we also have hashtag Sexy Nerdling design, which is definitely one of my favorites. So check that out too. So again, if you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe. Please share. Tell the world about Comics and Cosmetics and CJack Productions because we work really hard to be this awkward. But that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. CJ, you got anything you want to add?
Yes, my new talk show, season 3. Well, actually, old talk show, but season 3 of Combos and Crafts will be coming up very soon. That's like, well, not very soon, but in October. But even sooner, I will be bringing it back out of retirement, season 8 of the Random Reviews in July 1st. So for all you anime heads out there. But anyway, but that's it.
Oh, I know a lot of people who like anime, man. Even my kids. My kids are huge anime fans. Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you. But until then, have an awesome In Wizard weekend, and we will see you in the next one. Where's my video? I don't know. Wait. There it is. Bye.